Let's talk about a big CD sale I had a few weeks ago. I sold a very best of CD of the band Chicago, which is an iconic band from many decades ago. And I was able to sell it for $54.75. This is a CD I bought for $1 at a garage sale. And the guy had some really good stuff. This CD only sat for a little less than 3 months at the warehouse. So that's pretty quick, especially for a high-priced CD. And I'll take that any day, and I don't mind pricing it high, especially based on the other offers, but I don't mind sitting on it for a little while so that it can sell for good money. So after the $54 sale, I was paid $43.63 by Amazon. So $1 turns into 43 bucks. So about 42 bucks pure profit after sending the item in and having it stored for about 3 months. Because it costs next to nothing to send a CD in. It's basically a little over $1 for the entire CD, all in, 42 bucks and change of profit. So this is one of my best CD sales. I believe it's my second best. There was that one that I had a while back, or fairly recently, that I spoke about in another video. So I like to share this stuff with you guys because it's definitely motivational to me personally when I get these kind of sales, especially for non-book items. This is one of the reasons why I really like CDs is because I consistently find CDs that I can legitimately price and sell for over $20. And I've sold a good amount of them for over $30, between 30 and probably 40 or so, about in the 30 range. They're out there. You just gotta know what to look for and how to price appropriately. So I want to dive into this CD. I recorded a little screen capture video of the listing so that I could talk a little bit about it and show you where the listing is at right now after it sold about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. The prices are still high, there's still steady demand, and maybe I could have even priced it higher, but I want to sell it for an awesome price, an incredible profit, but at the same time I want it to sell. I don't want it to take too long. If I can legitimately sell it for $150 and it's going to take a year, well, maybe I'll wait. But if I can drop it to $115 and sell it in 2 or 3 months, then maybe I would rather do that. So it's up to you. You want to make the extra money and wait an extra few months, weeks, whatever the time frame is, or do you want to sell it quickly, still make an incredible return, but get your money fast, get your money back, turn that dollar into, in my case, $42, whatever it may be. So we're talking 42 times the money that I invested, and which is just crazy. Imagine you had a stock. You put $1 in, bought a piece of a stock, and you got 42 bucks back in a couple of months. But then multiply that times, hundreds, thousands of dollars. So that's the kind of return you can get. I'm not saying every CD or every item gets 42 times what I invested in it, but there are enough of them, more than enough of them, to get that kind of return. So here's the video I made, the short little screen capture video I made about the item. Ready? Go. Here is the Chicago CD I sold, and it only has 6 listings currently. And as you can see, the lowest price is $56. So it's still selling really well and for a lot of money. If you go down further here, you can see that the rank is 83,000, which is really good for CDs. If you have a rank that's consistently under 100,000 for a CD, then that means that it's selling fairly frequently. When you go over to the offers page, as you can see, there's only 6 here, and the lowest is 56, 2 at 56, and then it jumps all the way up to 97. Granted, those are new, and all the way up to 249. The 2 prime offers are at $200 each, and they're both new from the same seller, so I don't know if they did that on purpose to list it at $200, but it is pretty high. I would doubt it would sell for that much, but you never know. But there's only 6 since there's only 6 copies and there's a steady demand, then it's possible they could sell it for $200, but I would doubt it. When you look over at Camel, at the sales rank tab, this is for the last year. You can do all, it goes all the way back to 2011, and you can see there's been a steady demand for it. It's actually gotten, the demand has actually gone up over the past year or so. I like to look over a year, and you can see it's kind of, the average is right around here, around 30,000 or so. It's gone all the way down to 90,000. The best rank has been 2,318, and the worst has been 90,838. So that's an awesome range, and that means that that person might sell it for 200, but who knows? So that's just a look at the offer and why I was able to sell it for $54. Maybe I could have held out for more, but I'm fine with selling it for that amount of money. In July so far, it's the 28th today, another 3.5 days to go for sales for the month, but so far up to this point, I've sold quite a few CDs. I'm 30 so far in the first 28 days, so I'm averaging about a CD sale a day. 4 of those CDs, including this one, sold for $20 or more, and one sold for $18.95, which is just $1 off. So there are great CDs to find out there, whether it's in a bulk lot, whether you're going to the thrift store, garage sale, whatever it may be, there are some great CDs to buy. The thing I love about them is they're so small and so lightweight. So when you send them in, they cost next to nothing. You can send in 100 of them and it's a small box. It doesn't weigh very much. And then when they get sent out, there's not going to cost that much for shipping. It just makes sense. And the only potential roadblock for some people out there is the fact that you have to make a decision on whether you're going to check the CDs or just send them in as is. Just look at them, see if there's any scratches. I know a lot of people do that. They don't bother checking them, but I, for one, like to check them. And I've talked about this a lot before. So that's up to you. It's up to each individual. I just want to make sure that they play. There's not even one track that's skipping. I don't listen to the whole thing, but I listen to at least a little bit in the beginning of the song, the middle, and the end, just to get a feel for it. And it's not an exact science, but at least I'm able to catch ones that skip or don't play properly, and I found a few. So it's definitely worth it. I don't want to send one of those out, have someone pay, especially big money for it, and say, hey, this one song doesn't work, get upset about it, whatever, ask for a return. So just I want to avoid all that, if at all possible. So as I get these great CD sales and book sales as well, but I especially like to talk about the CD and the VHS sales because it's that other type of product that you can get into aside from books, which I find plentiful and everywhere, and there's a lot of great high-priced books as well that you can sell. But it's fun to talk about the other stuff too. I believe that's my second highest CD sale. It was awesome when it came in, and I was confident it was going to sell for that much when I priced it. Sometimes you price things a little bit high, and based upon the research, I'm not 100% sure, or feeling extremely confident sometimes that it's going to sell for that. I might have to lower it a little bit, but this one I was feeling pretty good about, and thankfully it sold. Talking about CD, I wanted to ask you guys a question. I went to go see a CD lot here locally where the person has hundreds of CDs, probably over 400, in that range, and they want $1 a CD. I went there a few days ago, earlier this week, and they'd only had the ad up a few days, and they said we had been communicating through email trying to set it up, and I asked, how much were you thinking? What was your range? What were you thinking about getting for the CDs? And basically she's saying $1 a CD, and I said okay, I just wanted to know, but she didn't say firmly that's what it was. When I went there and then I offered her less, she wasn't willing to take it, and she said, oh, I had other offers or other interest in it through Craigslist, so it's too early. I don't want to sell it for less than $1 a CD, even though I was offering her close to it, more than I wanted. I only wanted to offer about 75 cents at most a CD, but then I offered a little more than that just to take the risk to try to see if there were some good ones in there. And I did take a look at some of the CDs, and there's a lot of classic rock and some older stuff, so that can be valuable. But I wasn't able to look through all the CDs, and clearly I didn't look them up, so it's a bit of a gamble on my part. We're going on past experience and what I've seen before. So basically, make a long story short, she didn't accept my offer, which was $40 away from what she wanted. So I walked out. I didn't bring enough money actually for what she wanted, and she said, oh, I have other interest. And then I just got an email from her today, so this is about 4 days after I went, and she says, oh, I've dropped the price. She dropped the price by $50. Are you still interested? So what do you guys think I should do? I don't want to pay that much. I only want to pay, well, not very much at all, 50 cents a CD, which would be a couple $100. But I know she's not going to go that low. I want to respond back and say, well, when it gets down to $300, I want to say even less, like $250 or $275. Then let me know. And this is what I was thinking when I was there with her. I didn't tell her that she's crazy to want to get $1 a CD. People do not buy huge amounts of CDs for $1 each. They want much less, even though those CDs cost her when she bought them, probably anywhere between $10 and $20 each. So she spent thousands of dollars over the years buying those. But that's beside the point. When you're selling them, you just want to get rid of them. People are not going to spend $1 a CD unless there's something in there that they really want. They know you have. They're willing to pay for it, or they're reselling like me. And even then, it's too much because I'm telling you right now, that's probably only going to be like 10 or 20% the CDs that I can send into FBA, and then I'm going to have to try to sell some on the clutter and try to make my money back. And I'll probably be stuck with some that I'll try to go to a record store to get rid of as well. I still have some in the garage, bulk CD lots, that I need to go to the record store to unload and see if I can get some money for, or at least store credit. So it's just too much. $1 CD, no one ever buys them off of Craigslist. I see the ads stay up there for weeks, up to a month, because no one bought them. I see people even pricing $3 a CD, and they're crazy. And they're just never going to sell them that way. Not through Craigslist. People expect really dirt cheap prices. So what do you think I should do, guys? Should I say, when you're willing to accept $275, $300, and let me know? I feel like not even responding because I don't want to pay much more than like $250, $260 for them, to be honest. Question is, how low do I go to try to beat someone who's waiting for her to even go lower? We're $350 right now, but I think that's too much. So let me know what you think. We'll see if someone's willing to pay $350, because clearly her other ones did not pan out. Most people won't even show up. I actually showed up right away and had cash in hand, and she wasn't willing to accept it. Get out there and find some good CDs to sell on FBA. As always, remember, keep booking.
He only wants to do what he wants to do.